Here's our next lesson on how to mix our paint for our pop art painting project, and we're gonna need our 5 little cups so we can mix our different values of paint, and they come with lids. We're going to need color charts, especially color chart 3. We're gonna need some paint, especially white and black, because we're going to make tints and shades of our color. And then we're gonna use our little Ross value scale tester thing, and I'll show you how to use this properly. So first off, I need to pick, this is a monochromatic painting, so I have to choose one color that I want to work with in my painting. And you could choose whichever color you like. I recommend that you stay away from yellow or yellow-green, because as you can see from the bottom, it was kind of hard to make all those different tints of yellow. Yellow is just a very hard color to deal with, but if you want to work with it, just talk to me and I could help you through it. For me today, I want to choose blue-violet because I am really liking the way that that looks. I highly recommend doing a secondary or tertiary color. It is more mixing, but it pays off later on, I promise. It just looks really cool for some reason. So I'm going to go with blue-violet, and I'm going to make tints and shades of it for my pop art painting. And what I want to do first is I want to check out the value of blue-violet, because if you can remember from doing this chart, the different colors have different values. See, these colors are more lighter, these are kind of medium, and these are more dark, just like black. And remember, depending on the value of just the color by itself, kind of tells us how many tints and shades we're going to need. So if I choose a really light color like yellow or orange or something like that, I'm going to have more shades or and some tints as well. But if I choose a color like blue or blue-violet, which is really dark, I'm not going to have as many shades, because remember, the second you start adding a little bit of black to either of those colors, it turns to black really quickly. And it has more tints because it's already dark, I can make more tints with it. So I kind of have to check the value first. So I'm checking the value on blue-violet. It is dark, which means I'm going to have more tints than I'm going to have shades of it. So when I'm mixing my 5 little cups, or I'm figuring out like my five like cups that I have to mix, I'm probably going to say that if one is the lightest, I'll probably put blue-violet at like 4, and then just make 1 shade of it, and then I'll have like 3 tints of it. If I was doing a color like green's like in the middle, then I'd probably put green here, and then have 2 shades of it and 2 tints of it. If I had a lighter color, like maybe like yellow-orange or orange, maybe I'd put like yellow-orange, I would put it at like a 2, and then make 3 shades of it and just 1 tint of it. So it depends on where your value is. Usually they're like right in the middle. A lot of the colors go right in the middle, and you make 2 tints and 2 shades, but you have to figure that out. So first things first, I have to make, if I want to make blue-violet and do all this, I have to make blue-violet first. So I'm going to take my little cup, okay, and I know I need blue and violet, and you guys know I like to start with the lighter color first. So I'm going to start with blue and then add purple to it, which is nice and convenient and conveniently mixed for me. And let's see how we do. Okay, I think I need a little more violet. So when you're doing this, don't fill up the cups the whole way as you're mixing, because you might have to do what I did right now, which is add more paint, and you don't want to like fill it up with blue all the way and then have no room to mix any other colors in. Alright, that's looking like a nice blue-violet for me. Woohoo! And then what I want to do is test it on here. So I know that my blue-violet, I wanted to keep it and have only like 1 shade and then 3 tints of it, so I'm just going to fill in that square. Okay, and this paper is going to allow me to check all my tints and shades and make sure that I could see a significant change from box to box. I want to make sure that no 2 boxes are way too similar. I want to see a distinct change from box to box, and I'll show you what that looks like soon enough. Okay, so once I have that filled in, I actually have to use some of this to make my tints. So for my number 1 tint, actually for this, that's just going to be pure white. Whoops. So I'm going to fill that in with pure white because there's some areas of our paintings that will be pure white. Oops, I squeezed too much on it. That's okay. Alright, and then I'm thinking about this. Okay, this is my first tint, which means it's got to be the lightest. So I'm going to fill up the cup with a good amount of white paint. And now I'm going to add my blue violet into it. And I'm just going to add a drop because remember, it'll change it really quick. Alright, now it still looks almost completely white actually, and if I put some down here, I wouldn't see that much of a significant change between my pure white and my my number 1 color. So I'm actually going to add more so I can see a distinct change. And this way you see all the distinct changes kind of like in the values in your painting too, so you can see almost like the different layers. Alright. Okay, and I can try it now. And you know what? Now, and hopefully you guys see it, I can see a distinct difference between pure white and number 1. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, now I'm going to do number 2. And for this one, I'm going to put less white in the cup. That makes sense to me. I'm just going to put less white because I want it to get a little bit darker than